100 years ago, on the continent of Faerun, a threat rose up along the northern border of the expansive country of Cormyr. Rumors spread of an army being raised by a monstrous, mind-controlling evil. The military of Cormyr was stretched too thin, and so the king put out a bounty on the creature far and wide. 4 adventurers answered the call. Together, they infiltrated the lands the monster had begun to capture and somehow destroyed him. Or so they said. They could provide no details on how they accomplished the feat, but the sudden peace that fell on the land was evidence enough for the king of Cormyr. As reward for their service, in addition to the wealth he had already agreed to pay them, he awarded them a small kingdom made up of the lands and villages overrun by the mind-controlling monster. And so the 4 heroes became the 4 founders of the nation of Dawnbreak, with its capital of the same name. There was peace and prosperity in Dawnbreak for 100 years. And so, a second great city named Eventide was founded, on the western edge of the nation, on the border of the forest. It was to be the beginning of new and great things for the young nation. But like many things that start out right, the story turns crooked. Disappearances began in the new city of Eventide, a few at first, but then by the dozens people were drawn into the forest. When the mind sickness struck, a compulsion to enter the forest came upon a person that could not be denied. In response, the king forbade entry to the forest and posted a watch on its border. However, even the guards that were posted closer to Eventide soon began to go missing. And so the guards withdrew to guarding the border of the forest near the capital only. About this time, the Prince of Dawnbreak insisted on investigating the city of Eventide. The king initially refused his request, but upon agreement from his advisors, he commissioned the prince to go on a short investigative mission with an honor guard to the city of Eventide. They never returned. The civilian council of Dawnbreak urged the king to bring in expert adventurers to deal with the issue, as had been done 100 years prior, when the land was still a part of the nation of Cormyr. However, the king's advisors, especially Selwyn, the chief among them, urged against this, and so the king declined, not feeling it necessary. But, in secret, the civilian council still sent out a missive far and wide to any adventurers who would come and unravel the mystery of their missing countrymen and women. This is Disaster in Dawnbreak, a special episode by Bridge of Two. Welcome to the Bridge of Four? 4 people are here?
Well, right now
Come
it's
on.
only 2, apparently.
Come on up, step up to the mic.
That is how math works.
Step up to the mic, Caleb and Stephanie, and introduce yourselves. Caleb, you first.
Just names or like who we play or anything?
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, to all of it.
We definitely thought this through before we started recording.
So much thinking.
Actually, we probably should.
You want to talk?
We should explain the fact that this is a special episode of
No.
Bridge of Two. Not really like a main episode or anything
No.
like that, but we have some guests here going to talk about our D&D campaign if you haven't already guessed. With that out of the way.
Tell us the name of your character, Caleb.
I play Erebos, who is a half-orc fighter,
Okay.
and he just likes to do things.
Okay.
As one does.
With his hammer. He likes to
Yes.
cave in people's chest plates, as I recall.
But yeah, he wields a hammer and a shield, and focuses mostly on protection stuff,
Okay.
but also, smashing things.
Nice. Do you have a picture, any kind of picture of him in your head?
Not really. I should probably get one of those.
Do you imagine he has both eyes?
Yes, he does have both eyes.
Okay. All his teeth?
Most of them.
Most of them. Okay, there we
He
go.
may have replaced 1 or 2.
We're
with
getting
animals'
some
teeth.
color here. All right. Perhaps that replaced by what?
With animals' teeth.
Ooh,
Ew.
I like it.
That is
Gross.
cool.
It's like just like a random giant like shark tooth
Oh yeah.
that
where it shouldn't be.
puts him in a whole new light for me. All right. Interesting.
Okay, let's go. Let's stick with our guests first.
Fine.
Steph, what's your character's name?
My character is Lavinia.
Ah.
And she is a halfling rogue.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Right?
Yes.
I forget
Don't look
because
at me.
we had 2 campaigns and we stopped
did.
one and then we started the other one, so sometimes I get confused.
It's true.
But yeah, that's my character.
What does your character, do you remember what your character looks like? Or do you have a picture of her in your head?
I did.
I think I have some details you wrote down. But...
Yeah, well, I had a picture of it, of like kind of what I imagined. Just like lots of random tools and things that she has on her at all times.
Like daggers and stuff just everywhere.
Good things for thievery.
I think you said she had auburn hair and blue eyes and a tough look, because I wrote that down.
And a tough look. Yeah, she is small, but she likes to be intimidating.
Oh, you also said she's addicted to stealing. Do you remember that?
As most rogues would be. Wait, did I actually say that?
Yes, you did. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity for that since we left it out, though.
Unfortunately.
I have picked a few locks, though.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we have
I've opened
fast.
some
it's not
doors.
really stealing if you're looting, though. So, like,
Now you're stealing from the dead.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
The dead could technically be alive. It is
There's all
D&D.
these
At some point.
people we have now that you could steal from.
No one stays dead forever.
True, you guys are giving me a lot of ideas. She's really good with a bow and arrow.
Nice. She's good at hiding in the middle of combat.
Sneak attack.
And then sneak attacking.
That's very true.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like an assassin would.
That's right. Okay, Jeremiah, how about you?
I play
That's fine.
Zaldin.
Ah.
A
Korix, right?
Korix. A half-orc paladin. Has a vengeance that he must take.
Okay. Oath of Vengeance, right?
Mm-hmm. But
And
no one knows.
He has small tusks, I've heard.
Yes. They're not huge.
And straight white hair.
Is it straight white?
And dark orange eyes.
Yes, that's right, yes.
I have intensity written.
That is also true. He's a very intense person.
I have scar across left eye.
That is very true.
I have more written, but
I like to think of the hair as kind of like a Geralt from Witcher.
Yeah.
Long white with half of it up.
like a half orc. Like if Geralt was bit by a half orc and turned into half orc.
I don't think that's how half orcs work, but yes.
That's why they're half.
Definitely.
How did they get half orc?
You're right, just like vampires.
You gotta ask your parents about that one.
Wait, was your mother
We're
the
all
orc or your
adults here.
father?
Mother.
The orc
That's
was
part
the
of the backstory, but the orc was the mother.
ugly mother.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to different
How do you know
norms.
she was ugly? Why do you just assume she was ugly?
Yeah, how do you know she was ugly?
I mean,
that is my mom.
Orcs. I think in orc culture, if you're not ugly, you're ugly, right? It's like, oh, that's an ugly woman.
If you're not ugly, you're ugly.
Yeah, like ugly would be handsome in orc
You're
culture.
ugly to orcs, then you're not ugly to
Okay,
other
that makes a little bit more sense.
It's like dwarvish
She's
women
an
having
orc.
beards and being, you know.
I mean, I think it's pretty universal that dwarven women are ugly to everybody else.
Well, dwarven women have beards, so
They spring out of the ground.
It doesn't help.
This has gone in a very triggering direction. If we have any orcs listening, we apologize.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yes, mother is.
Don't look at
mother
my-
is
look
the
at my
orc.
tweets.
They fell in love. I'm going against the norms.
Okay, there you go. Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
All right.
Did I ever send you my backstory?
No, you didn't.
Probably should do that.
I think at one point you said you were going to finish it up. And
I just went ahead.
I
and
haven't.
wrote,
To be fair, I haven't finished.
I just went ahead and wrote a backstory.
How dare you?
And I think I'll use mine. for you.
No, mine's way better.
Did you write my character backstory?
Your character, if you remember there was like I had some like pre-made characters, and you read your character and you picked them.
Yes.
So your character's back.
This was like months and months.
Your character, yes, it was a long time ago. Your character's backstory was like, I don't remember exactly everything, but it was like you lived a criminal life, and you were really good at stealing and blah blah blah. So more stuff, but our other party member that's not here, Steven, so he picked his character as well from those pre-made ones, and so he's a dragonborn sorcerer. he's a silver dragon. He told me that, but then he was a little he forgot, and he thought maybe he was different. I think he was getting his dragonborn from the other campaign mixed up.
Yes, because my campaign,
he was a bronze.
D&D,
He was a bronze dragon.
That's why I picked two completely separate characters.
So
that's why I DM'd one in character.
But his character, I wrote down silver scales, green eyes. He has scars on his back, puncture scars on his chest, and he has a skeleton cloak. I'm not sure what that means. Do they have skeletons on the cloak,
Or a cloak made out of skeletons.
Oh, didn't even think of that. Somehow they ground down skeleton bones weaved it into a...
Maybe.
That's not how ground bones would work.
Well, the right bones, maybe.
You got some weird bones.
Anyway.
Or they were cremated and they made them out of ashes.
How do you turn
I don't know. It's D&D,
fabric?
Caleb.
Maybe they...
I got very lost. What are we talking about?
Maybe they...
Made out of bones?
Turns
It is a skeleton cloak. So is it made out of skeletons or does it have skeletons on it?
I think at the time I just didn't question it. I was just like, seems
I think you can make
reasonable.
a cloak out of bones.
Bone cloak.
Mix the ash with
No, that
fibers.
would be so noisy. It would just be like clanking around.
No. Like you grind up the bones, mix the ash with the fibers, and make
But
it.
you can't
into...
make it out of just.
It's more comical to think about
You
it
need
as
something
just
else to
being
turn it
like a
into
skeleton.
fibers.
Yeah, but it's mostly bone.
Well, there you go.
It's also D&D.
He's not here, so we can't find out.
It is a fantasy world where magic persists.
Maybe it's a
I don't-
fantasy. Maybe it's a
Persists.
fantasy for you. For me, I have to live this thing. So yes, I'm Josh. I'm the DM,
Oh yeah, what character did you play?
dungeon master. I play
The rest.
everyone. Yeah, everyone else.
Beloved captain.
Yes, Captain. Also the villain, the Mind Flayer.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
But yeah, so
Spoilers.
Wow.
Sorry.
We've only met a good mind
Oops.
player so far. Theoretically good.
Well, but the
Lord Zelix.
Lord
Tadpole
Zelix
Daddy.
has been invoked.
Tadpole Daddy.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's tadpoles, and it's a temple. Yeah, so jumping ahead a little bit, but so what do you guys? I don't know. What should we? Do we want to recap? I feel like we kind of need to, but I was like,
Well, I mean, the listeners probably don't even know who Captain is.
that's true.
We've talked about it a little bit.
Let's start.
Probably,
Let's start back at the beginning a little bit.
I say we start at the middle, go to the end, and then back to the beginning to
Oh,
confuse
that
everybody
is the
listening.
typical-
So like how I read Lord of the Rings. Okay.
It's the best way to read any story.
Right. So our characters started off on their way. They were invited, cordially invited, to
We
help.
were hired.
Cordially hired,
We were invited with promise of money.
invited by money, to invited by money to come and solve a crisis of disappearing people from a city named Dawnbreak. I call it Disaster in Dawnbreak
Oh, I like that.
because it was
Chapter
Episode
one.
1. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. So the
Ooh,
characters
that's a good name.
Nice,
Sorry,
nice.
continue.
They were invited to the city by the local like town council or city council. I call it civilian council. It sounds less our world. So the civilian council invited them to help out with this issue, and rather than going, they started off right next to this town, this small town. But as you guys started off next to the town, you decided, no, we're not going to go into the town. We're going to go to the city because that's where the civilian council is. They invited us to the city.
As one would do when you were invited by the council. To be fair.
And
They're the ones with the money.
right when you guys got to the city, you noticed there was some hefty security in place. They were questioning people that were coming in, what their business was. Does anyone remember what happened in that exchange? At the gate. You're not even in the city yet.
At the gate.
You
we
had a
were talking
letter.
to Captain. We had a letter. We showed Captain the letter.
Yes.
And he immediately freaked out.
He immediately said, "You have to come with us."
Yeah.
You
Yes.
are arrested.
And then no, he didn't say that till we got to the jail.
Yeah. He was like, what's your business being here? And your guy's like, well, we have this officially notarized letter. And as soon as he saw that,
As far as we knew, that would get us in without any trouble.
It was supposed to get us in without
Yes.
any trouble.
Or was it?
Yes, the letter itself was
Disaster in
supposed to.
Dawnbreak.
Filthy DM.
So, as Stephanie said, you were given an ultimatum because you were going to be thrown in prison for conspiring with known conspirators or bad people. Because the civilian council at that point had been thrown in prison for
Because we definitely knew that,
going against the king.
despite this being the first time into this town.
Right. And
City, kingdom, whatever.
there was like 12 guards around you.
Oh, yeah.
And we almost fought them.
You were like,
Yes.
they was like, give up your weapons, you're going into prison. My plan was you guys were going to get thrown in prison, you're going to have to do like a cool prison break thing. But someone was like, no.
Okay, Urbros
No.
is neutral good, and as far as he's concerned, he did not do anything wrong and was not going to submit to their justice.
So yeah, as Caleb said, Urboros
So
wouldn't
does
give up his
Zaldan.
weapons. Oh, now we're all just
Now
against
we're
the
retconning
DM.
everything. It was just Urbros.
Well, I don't think it. I think Steven was like willing to.
Oh yeah, Steve was.
Oh, no. I was willing to go into prison because I had a way out of prison.
Well, and you were wanted to talk to the other.
And I wanted to talk to the council members. Like, I didn't want to go because I wanted to submit to authority. I wanted to go because I could easily get out and I wanted to talk to people.
But then our bright little halfling rogue said, "Not today, Captain."
I used my womanly wiles
otherwise,
to convince him.
otherwise known as a good persuasion roll.
To not arrest us.
And so he instead,
I just said,
what'd you say?
we don't know what's going on, so like we're not guilty of anything because we literally were just called here and we're trying to help. So
And that was enough.
it was. I rolled really good because now that I'm recapping, it wasn't that great.
So the captain, instead of leading you into prison, led you to the advisor to the king, Selwyn, who apparently had the king's ear, and you guys didn't really like him too much.
Selwyn was awful.
He was like incredibly suspicious.
Incredibly suspicious.
Thank you.
I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all.
I think you said it on one of our podcasts, but you said you like wanted to kill him immediately or something.
100%. I still do.
He's definitely at least one of the big bad guys. He will be a mini boss at some point.
Well,
And that is both Zaldan and Jeremiah's opinion.
he
We both want to
basically
kill him.
he told you guys, listen, we don't want your help. Don't try to help, or you're going to be thrown in prison or worse. So he definitely was an antagonist, right? Your goal is to help solve this crisis. That's why your characters are there, and the antagonist is saying, no, you can't do this.
Not only that, but he's also one of those guys that's just like, I totally speak for the king, but you're not allowed to talk to the king because I speak for him. It's
Right.
like, yeah, we totally believe you.
He's really annoying.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying too.
So, because the advisor was so
It's not
intimidating,
his way.
you guys decided to do what?
Go to the bar, didn't we?
Yeah, you went to
Went
the
to a
bar,
tavern. Yep.
but not much happened there.
Well, we met the gnome.
Yes. you
That's
met
part
gnome.
of the four
That was fun.
original heroes.
And also, we're told that we were being followed
and we were being followed.
Oh, yeah.
or investigated.
I guess,
I don't know
yeah,
if it was
that's
technically
true.
followed at that point, but we were investigated.
Right. You woke up the next morning and you were told that someone was asking about you.
Yeah.
And they told you that it was like someone who works for the advisor and just don't do anything bad or...
So, of course, we immediately went and did something bad.
Right.
It's not bad. It was
You
the right
broke
thing to do.
into the prison to
Broke into prison.
break
I mean, it was the
out
right thing to
civilian
do,
council.
but in
Is
their
there
eyes,
any
it was
laws
bad.
against breaking into a prison?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe not in this world, but I think in real life there
breaking
is.
in. Who cares if you get in?
Because
Because
You're
usually if you
getting
can get in,
It's
you can
not
get out.
allowed.
They're gonna throw you in prison where you're already there?
you're not supposed
Very
to
convenient
put
for
yourself in prison. You're supposed to be put there. Otherwise, it's no fun for the people putting you there.
Exactly. If you want to be there, then
Well,
let's
that's
not
the way to
punish
do
you.
it then.
We need
You don't want
Steven's
them to
opinion
have
on this because
fun.
he's a cop. He could let us know.
That's right. Would you arrest us, Steven, if we try to break into a prison? Or would you just be like,
Okay, you're already there.
Okay,
yeah,
well.
just stay. Yeah.
you're in prison now forever?
He would definitely have authority on this
That's true.
subject.
Steven, if you're listening, write in. Bridget2 at gmail.com and let us know.
Or DM us at bridge_of_2.
There you go.
Or, any
On
of the
Instagram.
other,
Other
multiple ways
things.
you have to get a message out to us.
Or text us. You know,
No. We won't respond if you text
We
us.
want it official.
Official correspondence.
that's true.
We need to know the facts.
So you had your first a combat encounter when you were breaking out the prisoners. The assassins attacked you.
Combat.
I know, you guys
They
dispatched
just
them
kind
very
of
quickly.
fell over.
We kind of owned them really easily.
I thought that encounter was going to be a lot more difficult. I think somebody almost got knocked out because they had a poison. They had like a poison.
Somebody
weapon or
almost
something.
actually sounded the alarm, but that's
Yeah,
about
no
as far
none of
as
us
I
actually got hit. I think you're thinking about the battle.
It was all like
afterwards.
one round. Yeah.
Oh,
we left
sorry.
Because that's because yes,
all the way out of the city.
I did skip.
yeah,
I
there
did
was
skip.
poison in that
Yeah.
encounter.
Yes, I did skip the guards you easily dispatched in the prison.
Yeah.
Anyway, skipping ahead.
Well, so yeah, back in the alley. That's where I was thinking about.
Well, we
Yeah,
broke in, talked to the council members, broke them out, and then went out, and then we were chased.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is why they usually don't like people breaking in. Because if you can break in, it's the way out.
It's true.
You can break it.
That is a good point.
Yeah, who needs Steven?
Steven,
I'm joking, Steven. Please
Wow.
text in.
delete your email.
Please text in. Or email in.
Please email us.
We miss you.
He's gonna send you an aggressive email.
Please aggressively email.
But yeah, as we were leaving, we were trying to leave the city with the council members, and we were ambushed by that person that was following us.
Assassin.
The assassin.
Who kind of just fell over.
Right.
I think I shot her with a couple arrows too.
Oh yeah, you shot her.
Shot the one on the roof too.
Oh yeah, there were two of them. Or was there just one?
There was
There's
two.
two.
There was one on the roof, and then she was the one that landed first. And the one on the roof,
There's the third one, isn't there? Or
you
just the two?
teleported. No, there's two.
Okay, yeah.
You teleported up to pretty quickly, and then
Misty stepped.
Misty steps.
Joking. I'm joking.
I Misty step.
Plain or
Jeremiah's favorite.
trap?
That's Jeremiah's
Teleport
favorite thing.
sounds cooler.
If Jeremiah had
Misty
a
step sounds way cooler.
if Jeremiah
Plain or
had
trap?
like a signature move, it'd be Misty step.
I do Misty step a lot.
Is it Misty Step or Missy Step?
Misty.
Misty.
Mist.
It's a step named Missy.
I explode in a mist and then appear
Or
in
Misty.
mist.
I heard Missy Step.
Misty step.
A little Misty step.
It's Missy step. You miss a step. It's like I Missy
And end up somewhere else. You miss a step and end
Oh,
up
I
somewhere
Missy
else.
stepped just now.
Missy stepped into a
And I fell down.
different place.
Perfect. That's a great signature move now. We'll
It's
always.
it's now forever gonna be a Missy step.
That's what I
Step.
heard, and I was like, that is not cooler than teleport.
I Missy step. Okay.
So I Misty step into the guy's face. And I will say it like that. Every time now. We're gonna come back in 2 months to play again, and I'm gonna be like, "So I Misty step." You guys are gonna lose it.
Your character's now just
And then Steven will be like, "What?"
Just for that word, though.
Missy.
I Misty step.
So he Misty stepped, and
Misty step.
You have to say it every time you
Steven
use
threw a
it.
fireball. That was the first moment of me realizing, oh, Steven's got some powerful magic because he like
Yeah.
blew up a
roof.
chimney, and I think you took some damage from it.
I did take damage from it.
Not too much, but you're a little charred. Well, can we get back to you? There was a woman doing the dishes, and she was gonna scream because you guys broke into her house.
You're skipping again.
Yeah. Okay. There's a
Why?
reason
We
we did
killed the
this.
assassin
We killed the
lady.
assassin. We were
Captured the one on the roof.
yes, and then we slumped her over our shoulder.
No, I did.
You did.
Yes.
And we were gonna try and sneak across there's remember the main busy street? We had to sneak
remember.
across to get out. Of course you remember the DM.
You're the one with all the maps and stuff.
But yeah, someone was coming our direction, so we had to go somewhere quickly. So I burst
right.
into a house.
You
There
did-
was a woman.
Yep, doing the
And I-
dishes.
Put my hand over her mouth. She was gonna scream. I couldn't give away our position, so I had to stop her
Right.
from screaming.
There, that
A
helps.
completely reasonable thing to do.
The guards were coming down the alley we were just in.
Exactly. I specifically told her, I'm not going to hurt you. Don't worry. We're just trying to... Look, the council's right here. We're just trying to get out of the town.
Bad guys were coming. That's all you need to know.
To be honest, Urbros was still considering hurting her until she said she had a kid.
I could tell.
Jeez.
I could
Oh my
feel the
goodness.
tension
No, it is true.
No, I could feel the tension in that
If
scene.
it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
Actually, to be fair, my character also would have killed her.
I could
if
feel
it needed to be done.
the tension when you were like, can you or someone was like, can the dwarf, because you had rescued the dwarf that was a council member, or like, will she recognize him? Would she listen to him? And so he started talking to her, and I could feel the tension and
trying
like
to figure out how
if that didn't
expendable
go.
she is.
Yeah, if that didn't go well, she wasn't gonna.
Yeah, I guess that's also fair to point out. My character is pretty neutral as well. Where
keep in mind they're half-orcs.
His main goal is to get his vengeance, and whatever it takes for him to do that, or just whatever goal he happens to be doing, if whatever it takes to do that, if that means whatever, he'll take it.
Wait, did we tie her up?
Yep, tied her up.
Oh, we did.
So was this the where there was a chase scene?
Yes, this is where we had our chase.
This is where it
Okay,
started, because we left out the door.
That was fun.
And then we were seen as we were crossing the road.
I basically I was like, I'm gonna railroad them into this because I just thought you guys were gonna need to get out of. I just thought you guys need to get out.
DM power.
I read about the chase scene and I was like, this would be the perfect way to get them out of the city in an interesting way.
It was actually very fun though.
Yeah,
it was a cool mechanic
really
that you
good.
did of having us run, and then every
at the end of every turn, you
turn.
took a turn to dash,
And then
which
you-
makes you double your movement speed, and then I would have you roll
to see what happens to the next person.
Yeah, so the next person,
That's right.
depending on what you roll, like a cart rolls out in front of them. A beggar ran up to Steven, I think. Or you? Was it you?
I don't remember.
A beggar ran up to one of you, and you tried to just run, like, bowl him over.
I think that was
And you rolled a 1.
I think that was Steven.
Yeah,
and,
that sounds like Steve.
He rolled a 1, and so he got, like, tangled up in the guy and, like, fell prone, and it was great.
That was definitely a fun. I had to slow down at one point for someone. I don't remember who, but I slowed down to stay with someone.
You were
Oh
carrying
yeah,
the...
I was carrying
Oh,
the guy.
you
So
were.
I
I think I stayed
slower.
with you behind them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then, as you guys got to the gate, the captain was waiting for you.
Oh no, not this part.
He had beaten you there.
Do we even know his name?
I was just about to ask. Do we actually know his name?
I did not.
Is it just Captain?
He only gave us the name of Captain. That's why he's Captain.
I'm gonna make him captain just because.
I mean, he's Captain to us either way. You could have him give us a full name later on, and all the characters will still call him Captain.
We were assuming he's still alive.
But
He's
yeah.
alive.
Last we saw, he was shot with a poisoned arrow.
Oh,
he
and
is
you were the one
alive.
that reached him. You reached him first. Too.
I did.
She's fast.
Of course. I knew he was... In my heart of hearts, I knew he was there, and that's why I was running the fastest.
And
he
so,
was a good guy.
what did he? Yeah, so he was waiting for you, which was supposed to be like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Bum,
And then he let us go.
It was for like
He let them go.
half a second.
Yeah, he let us go.
Something told him that he needed to let you go, and he stayed inside the gate. I think. Oh, he sliced the rope so that it like.
He cut the
shut
gate.
behind us,
Yeah, he
so they couldn't chase us
was. He
anymore.
was still outside of the gate, and he cut
He
the
was
rope.
inside.
Oh, well, he was inside.
He was inside
He was
inside
the
the city.
Oh,
You guys were outside. He cut the gate, so he locked himself in with the assassins.
then how did we see him get shot with a?
It's
Arrow.
It's
It was.
like
It was.
a
What do you call it?
portcullis.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, that's right. Those are things.
Yeah. Like I was
not a solid
imagining,
door
like
or
the portcullis thing, like slammed down. And,
Okay.
And you saw him take an arrow to the shoulder.
Poor Captain.
Like what City 8 doesn't have a... He got shot in the shoulder, and then he was surrounded
Yeah,
by his
so-
guards, and then we ran off.
Yep. Into the forest.
With our prisoner still on Arbrose's shoulder.
Yep.
And we ran into the woods, the forbidden woods that are supposed to be people disappearing from, and no one goes into. And if you go into it, you disappear and never come back alive.
Yep,
That's
those ones.
the one. That's their name. It's a long name, but that's their name.
People
Nailed it.
shorten it to the
Can you say it
forest.
again?
Yeah, could you do that?
Could you repeat that?
The forest, the forbidden forest that if you go into, you disappear and never come back. I already different. Can't do it.
You're right. You failed.
I tried.
Do you want to talk about like how granular do we want to go into?
Our torture scene.
Well, we tortured the guy to see what he knew. It was basically nothing useful.
Yeah, this is what we just got into the woods and we had this guy and he was waking up. We took him off Arbrose's shoulder and I proceeded to interrogate / torture him.
Yep.
Knife to the knee and then eventually
both legs.
Knife to both legs and then eventually stabbed him in
And
the eye.
we
to kill him.
basically all we learned
Did
was
I just
that
block this out?
Apparently.
My
You were
goodness.
traumatized.
I remember you being like,
it might have been one of the nights the Grace was
Well,
here.
because I don't think
Oh,
Lavinia
yeah, could've been.
would torture. That's why I don't
And
remember.
Grace.
She's not very confrontational.
maybe.
She's more of a sneak around.
all we really learned was that they were hired by the advisor.
Which we kind of already guessed.
Which,
Yeah, you didn't
that
really
was-
get much information.
We already knew that. So it was basically nothing useful, so we just killed him.
And I mean, he tried to kill us, so we weren't going to let him live.
Yeah, obviously. It was either tie him into the forest and wait till he gets...
What is better
What is more
for him?
humane, really?
Yeah, really?
Like, if you leave him in the forest, he's going to be eaten by who knows what.
There was
And that's
so
gonna be
much
a lot more
humanity in
painful.
his.
Oh, yeah.
in
And he'll
your
be
last
bleeding out
moment.
from the
We are
wounds in
very
his
humane.
legs.
Oh my gosh. So then,
So I was like, yes, you are.
so then you guys were gonna try to get the prisoners to the small town of Blackwater
Yes.
Oak, but you went through the forest. Thank you, Sil, for your input. And that's when Steph.
That's when there was the visions.
Did we spend a night in the forest?
Yes,
No.
because it was the next
No, we
day.
spent the night.
No.
We had the visions
No.
in the.
Oh,
You had the
so-
vision before
right,
you
yeah.
got to the city.
We
You did have a vision.
saw something in the forest before we went to the city, though.
We saw a cave and snow.
Yeah.
And then Steph saw a old man with white hair.
Yeah.
You know,
And someone else saw it too, right?
Yeah,
I saw
Jeremiah
the
cave.
cave with snow. You saw the old man. With white
Me
hair.
and Steven
no.
were both pretty much oblivious.
no, you did see a figure,
That's right. But I didn't.
but it was very hard to
follow
make
you.
out. And then he appeared right next to Stephanie.
He was very close to me.
to Lavinia,
Yeah.
and only Lavinia could see him, and Lavinia screamed.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
both
A blood-curdling scream.
me and Steven rolled like 2s for...
Yeah, you guys couldn't see it.
Which,
perception, so,
speaking of, we still know nothing about that. Like, what's going on
It's
now
true,
seems
yeah.
like it has nothing to do with that situation.
Except for the white hair
Yeah.
that we found that one morning.
Mm,
Which
white hair
I
was
personally think is one of the old man hair.
Fair enough.
It's
Okay.
possible. We haven't found another old man that resembles that description since then.
There are no other old men in the campaign.
we have old man representation. Here.
Now the old men won't come after us.
Got that covered.
Do you think
We're getting canceled.
No, we're not. We have old men. We specifically planned for this. We thought it through. We have half-orcs. We have halflings. There's actually no humans in the party.
No.
True, yeah. Well,
Humans are boring.
There's 2 half-humans, so like...
You know, it's almost like
it's
there's
kind
some
of one whole
anti-human
human,
sentiment.
really.
I mean, we've pretty much killed a lot of humans, so haven't we?
Yep. Pretty much. That's pretty much all you
Yeah.
got. So you
It says a lot about who we are.
You saw those things. You made it to Blackwater Oak. You guys got some cool items in the little town you went to.
I was only correcting you because you were like skipping ahead to it. And we had a prisoner. They didn't say when we got the prisoner. That was the only real issue.
Steph, what
That's true.
item did Lavinia get?
Is it like a little jar,
It's a jar with a lock on it.
a jar with a lock,
Now,
and inside is a creamy white substance.
At
It
this
was
point.
fun. It was fun updating my inventory and typing that out. In my description box with my inventory.
I got a cloak full of.
well, now that is an
It's
actual
useful
useful item. I don't want to tell you what it is, but
You just haven't figured out yet.
it is a useful item, and it's not a weird item. It's a weird description. For
Oh,
that.
I think I roll to try it and see if I knew what it was, but I rolled really
Maybe.
bad.
Yeah,
Something,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know how you would have known though. So even if you, I don't know, you would have had to roll like spectacular to figure it out.
Urbro spot an iron flask and got really lucky when he was trying to figure out what that was.
Yep. Because the iron flask that you got could have had like a monster in
It
it,
could have had like a demon. Yeah.
like a horrible monster.
That would've-
That's
that
what
would've
it had
been
to
awesome.
fight.
Wiped all of us. But it didn't.
Which
Yeah.
would have been.
Yeah, and now it has a gargoyle.
That would have been like the hardest, maybe the hardest enemy you'd ever
yeah,
you'd fought
probably.
if it had
Oh
rolled
my
wrong.
goodness.
Especially if I did that like while we were fighting the 2 other monsters in the forest.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you like open it up because that's what you did.
I think it was after those.
Or he
True.
would have helped us. You never
if you,
know.
like, yeah.
Roll to see if he's friendly. I got a cloak of useful items.
You did. Tell us about the cloak. What?
It's a cloak of useful items. Now it's got a bunch of different like patches with images on it, and you can reach into those patches and pull out the items.
You
There's
throw
certain
you
items.
throw out the patch, and then it like just turns into that item.
like what's one of them?
There's like a
hole.
there's daggers.
There's
hole?
daggers. There's a hole, like just a dark
Like a pit,
like
yeah.
a pit. Couple different things. I haven't written down. I just don't remember. all
Yeah, I
of them.
forget what they all are. Those are the only 3 I really remember. Dagger, rope, and hole.
I think there's like a lantern in there, like a
Oh,
really good
probably, yeah.
lantern. I forget what the type of lantern it's called, but there's like a
Probably
good
some
lantern.
kind of fire or fire starter or something.
So that was interesting.
And Steven got a rope.
Oh, yes, a silk rope.
Silk rope, yeah. But you did find out what it does.
Now we do, yes.
Somewhat.
What does it do?
It will tie itself and untie itself.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's a rope that if you're you can actually command it to like tie around things and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't think
real elvish rope.
Steven has quite explored all of the opportunities that opens up.
Nope.
But there's a lot.
That's what I'm actually like wanting you guys to try out your items more to see what they do.
Wait, if mine has a lock on it.
You have the key.
Oh, it came with the key too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also bought like all the rings.
You did buy all the rings.
Oh yes, you did. You have a ring that shields you,
so nobody can read my mind. And also bought 2 rings that I think I gave both to Steven. For increases the range of cantrips and also
area
another one
effect.
that does area effect for all cantrips.
Yeah.
All damaging cantrips.
Yep. From there...
Well, first we talked to the old man.
Oh, you ran to the old man?
Yeah. Who told us again to go find his son.
Different old man.
Oh,
old man from the very beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
the guy
Not the
guy that we
haired
ignored
old
initially.
man.
Right. The guy.
The other
he's
old
one
man
of the. He's one of
representation
the. So there was refugees from a city named Eventide that was near. It's in the same kingdom, and the refugees came to this little town of Blackwater Oak, and one of those refugees who had a son went missing, and he talked to you guys, or you guys talked to him, and he just basically asked you to find his son again.
And we immediately left to the opposite direction of his son.
We also left the council members to go off to a different city where they would be able to start forming their resistance or whatever.
La resistance.
That's right.
Then we decided to go into the forest.
Yeah.
The one place that everyone said not to go.
Again.
Yep.
Again.
Into
Yeah.
the forest again.
Heading towards Eventide.
Yes.
And as the day wound down and the fog settled in, you guys saw 2 flames dancing towards you in the dark.
Bum, bum, bum.
Roll for initiative.
I don't have my
They nearly
dice.
killed all of us except for I think Lavinia, who was the only one who didn't almost die.
Because you're so sneaky.
Yeah, because
That
I
was
just go
my-
behind trees and shoot arrows.
That was my most fun encounter I've done so far with you guys.
The monsters were very cool too.
Because they were original. I used I based them on a chimera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a fire breath attack that they want to use. So like if the creature has the fire breath ready, it just uses the fire breath immediately, and the fire breath is devastating.
I think both times they hit 2 of us.
Yeah.
I think I was down to Ouroboros was down to 6 health at one point.
I was down pretty low as well. I think I was down. Actually, I think I was down 2 health or something.
I know Steven was down pretty hard.
Yeah, we could tell by his attitude.
I actually read an
Stressed
article.
out.
I researched how to play that chimera. Like I looked up how to run a chimera because I wanted to really give you guys a tough challenge.
That was a fun one, though.
You guys killed it. It was really cool to see how you guys improvised. Kind of like Steven almost died, and he had to make copies of himself to distract.
Yeah, it was
the
really
thing.
cool.
Try to use
That's
what is
cool.
that, mirror image or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we should mention too that when we started this campaign, we all started at level 5.
Oh yeah, that probably also would help. Yeah,
Yeah, so we have more abilities and things. We're not just level 1.
abilities and health and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, in my campaign, we were at level
3.
We only made to 3.
Yeah,
we
so
didn't want to
going
go
back to level
1.
1.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys dispatched those, and then you decided to sleep in the forest at night.
Yep, right next to the dead bodies.
We literally just laid
Killed
down
them?
and went to
Okay,
sleep.
well, yeah.
Consoles.
We're exhausted, so
Did we
The
haunt? Did we
tauntauns?
taunt?
No, you didn't taunt him.
Nope.
No.
We should have.
we talked about it. But I don't think
we did talk about
Yeah.
it. There's your other Star Wars
It was
reference.
discussed. And then you woke up the next morning.
And there were 2 others dead.
Yeah, 2 additional.
Yes.
Which, to be fair,
Killed-
we slept really good if we did not notice them coming.
They were killed in a similar manner as well.
Bite marks out of them, right?
Oh yeah, bite marks. And then
We found...
Ouroboros investigated and found a silver scale and silver hair.
Yep.
Which I believe to be the old man with the white hair that I saw.
I did inspect Thrain.
Right.
which is Steven's character. I don't know if we ever said his name.
Yeah, Thrain.
Thrain.
You might be right.
I inspected Thrain later on to see if he was missing a scale.
Hmm.
Perhaps he got hungry at night. He didn't, or wasn't missing a scale.
Or it's not that you can
He
see.
wasn't?
Not that you
Not
can
that
see.
I could see.
Which I forget what you rolled for perception there, but yeah.
I rolled pretty high. If I
I
remember
think it
correctly.
was pretty high. Yeah.
Tower.
We
We killed the things.
killed the thing.
Killed all the things.
The gargoyles.
All the things. Well,
Oh,
not the
yeah, we
gargoyles.
didn't talk about the
We're
gargoyles.
to get to the gargoyles.
Because we're about to get to the
had
tower
found
first.
The
Yeah.
clearing.
No, let
With
me...
the tower.
Okay, we found the clearing, then I walked very safely and sneakily to the tower, and then I came back to tell you guys
very stealthily.
That you didn't see anything.
that I didn't see anything, and
And then the very
there looks to be no way in, and then you guys just go marching
So
down
me
the
and-
trail.
me
we are
Golden
big, giant
went
half-orc
just,
men.
like,
and
stomping-
dragonborn.
I rolled really
And
well to make sure
Dragonborn.
that it was safe, and then you guys ruined it.
It's such
And
a.
you
it's,
said it as far as we knew it was safe at that point.
So we went.
so-
I didn't mean
so-
let's go
Went-
clanking down the forest trail and
Stomping.
wake up all the gargoyles.
We didn't
What are we
either.
supposed to do?
The dice said so.
I just love the mismatch of there's like a little halfling and then there's three huge.
I know. I was thinking about that.
like the biggest races almost.
I think both of us are like 6'8" or something.
But yeah, so
pretty
the
tall.
gargoyles descended on you all. That was a fun fight too. It wasn't a super hard fight,
It was
but
fun.
you guys had to deal with them swooping down and flying away. And,
Well, they were cool too because like visual wise, they're like aquatic,
yeah.
which you had a hard time figuring out that word during the episode or during the session. But
I said like water lake.
Yeah, there were
what is water like?
They resemble water.
And then at the
They
after
were
the
like-
fight, you were like, "Oh, aquatic."
there were 3 of them. We killed 2. I captured the third one in my iron flask.
Yeah,
Yes.
one was very crustacean-like, one was very like Cthulhu-esque, and I don't remember what the other one was.
It was like I think I said one was like looked like a mollusk.
Look at her trying to
Probably,
bury
yeah.
her food.
She's like sniffing. Says, "I smell food. I know it's here
No,
somewhere."
cats, their instinct is to bury their food
Oh.
so it covers their scent and predators won't find them.
Stephanie has become like an expert in cats recently for some reason. She just tells me facts every night about cats, and I'm like, huh?
Because anytime she does something weird, I want to know, like, why.
You know what I've become an expert in?
Kids?
Mind flayers.
No. Ooh. What's a mind flare?
We haven't got to that yet.
The mind flayer.
We're almost
Yes,
there.
we have,
We're like
Caleb. This is gonna
this
take
close. We haven't even seen the mural yet.
The story is unfolding.
We go into the tower.
by page.
This needs to be
Yes.
broken up into 2
We
episodes.
found
Yeah.
the way in after Stephen flew up to the top of the tower to see if there's anything
With
else
me on
was
his
up there.
back.
Yes.
I don't even think you needed to go either.
You
You
tried
tried
to
like,
look
hop
in.
on.
Well, I think that you guys thought that if you
Well-
got to the top, that you might be able
Because
to get inside.
that was the only opening that we saw.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because
As
I
well.
was small, and also I can, like, unlock windows and doors and stuff.
Mhm.
But apparently it was pointless.
I forgot too that Steven still had like 10 minutes of flying left, so he flew around for 10 minutes and then came inside afterwards.
So he saw there was some
He did some
control
loopy-loops.
pin or something on the side of the tower
Yeah, there
that
was.
we used to open the door.
He put his hand on it and it
Yeah.
opened the door down below.
We sang that during the episode, I think, about or the session.
What?
Do a loop, de loop, and pull. Nice shoes up, looking cool, didn't we? Or am I imagining?
I don't know. I think you're
You
You might
not.
sing it in
I
your
don't
head.
know.
I think you're forgetting.
I probably
history.
sang that at some other point in my life that had no relevance at all. Probably at work or something. What did we see in the tower? We saw
A dark
a
hallway.
dark, well, like an opening, right? Oh yeah, a hallway
Stairs going down.
downward. It was like a little chamber with stairs going down.
We assumed, with it being a tower, it would go up.
up, but no,
no.
it went down.
No.
Subverting expectations, I see.
Mm-hmm.
We went down. We saw murals lining the stairwell area, or was the hallway?
Hallway. Yeah.
Hallway at the bottom of the stairs, and it
Yes.
was like picturing of different, almost like events happening from like tadpole up to what like these squid-like creatures.
Different stages of life or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was the life cycle. It was the life cycle
Yeah.
of the mind flayer. So when you got to the end of the hallway, when you got to the end of the hallway, there was a statue of a mind flayer, fully
Holding a key.
mature.
So what are you supposed to do with a statue holding a key?
one that looks like a mind flare, not touch the
Obviously,
key
You take the key.
carefully.
Mind of Ouroboros.
You just take the key. There is no careful.
According to Ouroboros, you just take the key.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
He took the
After
key.
someone got poisoned, and not even you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was fine.
Who was it? Steven definitely got poisoned.
Thrain got
Yeah,
poisoned,
yeah, Thrain
and
was
I
poisoned.
went and did some
Some healing.
paramagic and
Paramagic. Paramagics were called to the scene.
The paramagicians were called.
So that was where I think we ended that session. Was with
Poison,
someone lit a
key in
torch
hand.
because you couldn't light.
Oh yeah, they tried magical light,
magical
so I
light.
lit a torch.
Statue disappeared too, didn't it?
Yes.
And there was a door
All
somewhere.
the lights went out after I took the key. Yeah, no wait, the statue disappeared and the wall behind it was gone as well.
Right. No. There was a door.
There's a door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the key opened up the door.
We opened up the door.
Well
We
done.
went. That was
Well
further
done.
down. There's another stairs down,
Yes.
or was it straight into the hallway?
No,
So there was it was actually like a storage room, and you guys found. I think Lavinia actually found
Oh yeah, it was straight into the room.
That's right.
a trap, not trap door, but like a
secret door.
secret door. It popped open, got the smell of like a very briny smell, assaulted
And, like,
your senses,
Decaying flesh.
and that too.
Death.
And you stepped out, and to your right, you saw the pool of
Death.
brine and something,
Stuff.
and it was bubbling.
Yes.
And then you looked to your left, and there was something eating a corpse.
And I killed it immediately.
You did, straight through the throat. And it was bad, so it's okay. It was a creature of horrible origins.
Obviously. It was eating.
But did we
other
really
bodies,
ask if
so,
it was
like,
bad? What if it was a good creature? It wasn't.
It was eating a corpse.
We are in a demonic tower, and I see
Who hasn't eaten a
something
corpse every
eating
once
a
in a
corpse, so
while?
I'm gonna
When
kill
you're
it.
in a demonic
we
tower,
are
What are you gonna do?
We are currently traveling with Thrain, who's eaten like at least 6 corpses
That's
of
true.
creatures since we've started this campaign.
That's okay though, because he's our friend.
Okay, so
They're
backtracking, you
evil
wanted to
corpses.
interrupt the monster eating the corpse and just tap it on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? What
No,
you doing?"
no, we absolutely should have killed it. I don't care if it's good or bad.
We could have asked it, "What's up, buddy?"
What's up,
But
buddy?
we didn't.
What's up, fam?
buddy?
What you doing there?
Hey, bro, what you doing?
It would not have answered
How's
in
the meal?
English.
So once that was dead,
No.
Zoltan decided to go and look really close at the pool.
Yep, Zalden was very curioso.
This was one of my favorite
As one
sessions.
does.
Oh,
I just
obviously. As you see a
remember
bubbling pool, you wonder
feeling-
why. Yeah.
Duh.
I remember feeling so into it this session. I don't know. This was one of my favorite sessions of
I
the whole
think
campaign.
it was. I think that was the best session.
It was very,
There's a lot
very
of-
just suspenseful.
There's a lot of things going on too that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good mixture of combat and story as well.
Mhm.
Investigation.
So you
Looked
leaned in,
really
in,
close.
Looked really close. Not that close.
mind
Oh, I forgot.
hungry tadpole.
I rolled like dog
Sensed
crap.
brain. You did roll like crap. It was spectacular.
And it's not the last time I'll roll like crap in a situation like that.
Those are the best situations too.
But
They roll.
thankfully Zalden didn't roll like crap, and he smashed your face.
Zalden
He
did.
is Zoltan.
Zalden did
Urbros.
roll.
Oh, Zalden.
Urbros.
I mean,
Urbros
Urbros.
did not,
Sorry.
and immediately punched
And
him
immediately
in the
punched
face,
me in the face.
directly in the tadpole.
Which I think they thanked them for.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
More times than were necessary, I think.
it was a very dead tadpole.
It was like tadpole
Mush.
soup, yeah.
Yes,
But someone
delicious.
that wasn't good enough for someone Thrain, who Steven
he decided that a
plays
fireball was a solution to
Right.
a pool
He did
full of tadpoles.
Which it was.
A
Partly.
fireball in
firebolt
water.
Did it work?
on some
Not
of them.
really.
It did kill some of them.
The problem is you're in an enclosed underground echoey chamber, and it was very loud.
Nah.
I mean, it's not immediately loud. It's loud
So-
as soon as like the bubbles start hitting the surface and letting the sound.
So like a grimlock, if you know what a grimlock is a giant creature, was once a human. Well, it wasn't once a human, but its ancestors were human.
basically a big zombie.
Its eyes are it doesn't have eyes at all. They're like, the eyelids are like sealed shut, and it has a very heightened sense of hearing, and it's huge, and it likes to eat people. And then you had some guards coming your way, and you had like 10, I think, total enemies to deal with.
Yeah, I think you split them up into groups.
I think it was 10.
There were like 2 groups and then 2 grimlocks.
Yeah. Yeah, so we ended up having the battle, which we defeated very well.
Oh yes.
I
I just went and face tanked everything.
You what?
Face tanked everything.
Face tanged?
Face tanked.
Oh, face tanked.
Face
No,
tanked.
he missy stepped.
Face tanked
I can't missy step. I have no magic.
I missy sept.
You like had an accent there. Having the magic.
I also was very confused by what you said. I was like, face what? You face sync them? What? After we beat those guys, we traveled a little bit further down the hall.
Oh yeah, we went down the hall,
Found
around a corner.
We didn't go
first.
around
We found there
a
was
dead end,
a dead end with a carpet
covering planks.
over some planks over a hole.
Yes.
We of course tore up the planks because we had to see what was under them.
And looked under the hole.
Obviously,
Into the hole.
So we just left.
We dropped the light down there, and then we were like,
You
okay,
saw.
I mean, it's deep enough, and then
It'll
left.
probably important later.
Yeah, it's information we stuck in the back of our minds,
Yeah.
and then we turned the corner, went down the hall, and found
Well, after realizing we had killed all the guards that were here,
speed runs.
speedrun strats,
We
found all the remaining prisoners of the captured city, or captured from the city, Eventide.
Yes, they
Yes.
were drawn,
Yes.
not taken.
They were drawn into the forest from Eventide to this tower. And among them we found both the old man's son and the elf.
We happened to find
Ooh.
a mind flare on the table
Oops.
Yes.
with a doctor over there as well.
Yes.
And long story short, come to find out that was the king's son that turned into the mind flare.
He was their first
plot
semi-successful experiment in trying to turn people into mind flayers.
And this is also where my second time of rolling really poorly, as something jumps at me, comes into place.
You save all your worst rolls for when it really counts, like
Oh,
with
yes.
things trying to invade your mind.
Definitely rolled a nat 20 on something really stupid this episode, I feel like, that session.
We're-
I wasn't focused. I was thinking back to the nat 20 that what's his name?
Who? Wait, what? Sorry.
Kyle's character from.
It was like
ago.
a couple campaigns that Jeremiah
medium?
and a couple campaigns.
Medium?
Puddleglum.
Puddleglum?
Yeah.
I was
Puddleglum.
thinking back to the nat 20 that Puddleglum did to pee in a corner.
Yeah. That was pretty epic. He, like, wrote his
The only
name.
time he ever rolled a nat 20 in our campaign was when he said, "And now I'm going to pee on the wall."
Because he walked down.
And
'cause he walked
Jeremiah
down
made
the
him roll
corner.
for it, and he rolled a nat 20.
Speaking of medium,
Is Puddleglum not copyrighted?
He actually listens.
I don't
to
know,
this,
but medium
too.
Puddleglum is
Kyle
a great
listens
name.
to all these.
Medium Puddleglum is a
Medium
great
Puddleglum.
name. Just gonna say that
We need him back. We need a guest appearance of Medium Puddleglum.
Yes,
We do need
We
a
miss
guest
you,
appearance.
medium.
Like just like a random, he's just in the for no reason. He's down there in the temple.
just there.
Yes.
That'd be amazing. Oh man.
But yeah, so I rolled pretty poorly.
Well, what you rolled poorly at though was there's something called an intellect devourer in the brain of the scientist.
yeah.
It's a basically a brain with feet and legs that if it gets inside, it'll like magically transport into your head, eat your brain, then it has all your memories and everything, and then it controls your body. And so that's what's happening to the scientist. So the scientist is trying to stop Zaldan from killing the mind flayer. He's
That's
threatening.
right.
You're threatening to kill the mind flayer. You had your knife drawn and you were like walking towards the experiment, and the scientist was like, "Don't do it. No, stop." And then you wouldn't stop, so the brain just like teleported out and like launched itself at you, and you failed your roll. So then, I don't know, you took some damage, and then everyone had to attack it, and I think you ended up hitting it like,
Yes.
because I remember it being smushed.
We came in after
Against
they
the
had started
wall.
fighting. Me and
Smashed,
Drain,
if you will.
Urbos and Drain came in. Zaldan was nearly dead already.
I was pretty low in health still.
You were like at 1 or 2 health.
Yeah, I was pretty low.
And then Urbos critically failed 1 hit against the brain.
That's right. I was not only critically low. I had died. Used
Oh, you
my
used your-
Oh,
half-orc
yes, I
my
successfully
half-orc
got you to
resilience.
0.
Half-orc resilience to kept me up to 1. Urbros critically failed and hit me, which brought me down. So it was a waste of a half-orc
That was
resilience.
amazing.
Oh, that was awful.
I felt bad in the moment, but I'm glad I did it now.
Then Urbos smashed the brain.
He redeemed himself.
Not in the eyes of Zaldan.
You like hit him in the ankle too. Like you hit him in the
Oh,
ankle
yeah.
and he
It
died.
was like
from being
the wimpiest way to die, but it happened.
my ankle dead.
My ankle!
Died.
My leg!
Instant death.
And then I think it was
Achilles ankle.
Lavinia who nursed him back to health
Oh,
after the brain
Oh.
was dead.
thank you.
I did. I used my Oh my gosh, what's it? A potion. Thank you.
Yes, I was healed, thankfully.
Yes.
I'm really glad about that.
From the cusp of death.
But we found out that the Mind Flayer was the King's son, which I think was already mentioned.
He was not completely turned.
completely turned yet.
He still had some of his own mind yet.
Mm-hmm. So we kind of sort of freed him a little bit, kept him under our supervision.
Oh yeah, we forgot that from the doctor person, we did learn about Lord Zelix.
Tadpole Daddy.
Yes. That's where we learned this.
Which, fair warning, Josh the DM, as soon as we meet Lord Zelix, he will be referred to as the Tadpole Daddy.
Thank you. All right.
It in my notes.
You will rue the day that you called him Tadpole Daddy.
In my
Oh, will we?
hold on.
Oh yes.
Or will he rue the day that he decided to mess with us? Our group that we
Don't
don't
think
have
so.
a
Oh,
name for.
Jeremiah's got the receipts.
We will shame him out of existence.
Out of
Into out of existence.
I was going to say into existence, but he's already in existence. Can't be shamed into something
That
you're
would be
already
terrifying if you shamed him into existence. All of a sudden, he just appears next to us. Just
He's
eats our
so-
brains.
Yeah.
What, are you writing something down?
in. No, my notes, when
Oh.
we learned his name was Lord Zelix, a.k.a. Zelix, Lord of the Tadpoles, a.k.a. Tadpole Daddy.
Yes.
So,
Lord of
The only proper way to refer to him. That's his full title.
He's he's Elder Brain wannabe.
Capital T.
oh, that reminds me. I snuck a ring into the king's
The princess.
son, the
Yeah.
prince's robes to track him. I don't think I mentioned that I did it to track him.
He
but
did
to track him.
notice, because you did not roll well for that one.
Shut up.
But he did notice.
I forgot that I did.
Well,
and it is there.
He couldn't do anything about it because he was tied up at the time, I think.
Yes.
That's right. Well, maybe
And then-
I'm assuming he'll forget about it.
I'm glad
I
you
don't know.
reminded me of that.
far as
no.
He hasn't done anything about it.
Not
but he might
fair.
have
You forgot. That means he forgot.
secretly rolled well at some point.
No, it doesn't.
Should have reminded you.
So then what happened?
So then
We're getting close to the to
we
where
left
we are.
Yeah.
him. We sent the villagers out to go back to Dawnbreak.
Yes, you did.
Oh my gosh, you're
Oh,
right. Yes,
no.
and then they.
'Cause
We were about to leave.
Well,
We
wait,
assumed
You
they
first
would be fine on their own.
you ran into the
No, first we sent
elf.
them out. Then we went to go
Right.
find the elf.
Right.
Yeah, so we found the elf.
So
Yeah.
the elf reminder, if for those who are still with us,
Is the fourth.
the elf.
Bless you if you are.
He's one of the founders of the city who originally defeated a threat.
And he was part of the council, but
He's part of the council.
we
He was
found out way
the
back
fourth
when we were.
council member who mysteriously disappeared from the prison.
Exactly. He was
Yeah, he was taken from
transported,
the prison. Yeah.
and then he ended up here.
So we found him, talked to him. We were now on our way out to leave.
And then
We-
an
we-
army of people
No. We took him back to go see
are
the prince.
chasing us down, which was so scary.
I just was very surprised at the disregard that you guys had for them. I thought
Releasing everybody?
No. Whenever they came back and they were charging you, I thought for sure. Now you didn't like outright attack them,
We didn't attack him at all.
but when you went down through the trapdoor thing, and they were following you down. They were falling through.
Not our fault.
It was only one
And
of
you
them.
guys, I was like, "Do you
Only
guys do
one of them
anything?"
fell to their death.
Yeah, it was the woman you talked
And
to.
I literally have no magic, so I can do nothing.
You could try to catch her.
Wouldn't she still die?
Probably.
Because you're catching her on the like 5 feet or
That
2
would
feet
depend
above the ground.
on-
Like
if
MJ,
I-
like MJ
how I
and
roll.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
She snapped her neck.
This
That's
is
true.
not Spider-Man. This is Disaster in Dawnbreak.
It should be Spider-Man.
It should be Spider-Man. I mean, you did climb down a
Oh yeah.
Fiber.
And we used the magic rope. Yeah, it was a magic rope that we used to
tied
get down there.
Steven's magic
Fiber
rope
works.
to another rope to go down because it was like 80 feet or something. And
Yeah,
then we
it was-
shook it,
it was
and it
80
came untied by itself, and that's where we learned
80
how.
feet? What are you talking
magical
about?
it
Of course,
was.
even if we caught her, she would not have survived.
It's magic. It's all magic.
Then she should have been able to save herself.
There's
No.
some you can
She's
do.
not- she's
with
not
physics,
magic.
Like, depending,
I
like,
feel
You're
no.
magic.
you slow her down over like 5.
Oh, like
Yeah,
Dumbledore.
somebody- I was
in Harry
expecting
Potter.
someone to try to do a
7 feet tall.
spell. I was expecting Steven to try to do
I feel no
Because-
remorse.
It was all happening
you didn't,
so
yeah.
fast. I could not think of anything to do.
I don't know.
Well-
Urbos could not do anything at that point.
Well,
Like, oh, there's
it
100
cost
people chasing us down.
it cost a woman her life.
It did. That poor woman.
And I could have. I would.
Name too.
I could have.
Was,
I mean,
Yeah.
logically speaking, I could have just had them all just keep falling down the
You
hole,
could have,
but I
yeah.
didn't because I was just like, no, I won't. Do
I was
that.
wondering why they stopped. Was it because they had like enough of their brain
Of their
left to
cognitive-
realize
feel
that they
like-
would die?
I
So
feel like I
self-preservation.
just imagined that they were clogged so much up into it that they were couldn't get through the hole. That it was like the first person through made it through, but the rest of them just like bunched up in the gap.
I was
or
thinking
whatever.
that they still had enough like
Maybe
brain
that.
power to see one person falling, so they
right.
just
Maybe
stopped.
maybe that. We'll say that happened.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I'm not going to waste a spell slot if someone doesn't have the strength of will to fight back against mind control.
That's true. Yeah, spoken like a true paladin.
Darn straight. Paladin of Vengeance wants to get his crap done.
So then, you guys were down in a chamber. Do you guys remember anything about this? Is close to where we left
It was
off.
like a
It
throne
was
room
yeah, it was like a
almost.
throne room with several thrones.
Yes, there were
several
four,
thrones.
There was a throne and four other thrones.
Yes, and like 2 staircases,
Yep.
and we were up on a ledge on the side. There were 2 ledges. The thrones were in the middle. There's staircases up to ledges, and we had just dropped down from the ledge to examine what was in the thrones.
Yes.
That's where
Fade to black. Fade to black.
I have it written down, so we must have learned it somewhere that Lord Zelix is searching for his brother.
Very good.
Tadpole Daddy has a tadpole brother.
They were tadpoles together.
tadpole uncle to
In
you.
the brine pool.
Such a big tadpole family.
He is searching for his brother. There's a lot there. There's a lot going on with the two, with him and him searching for his brother. There's a lot going
my
on.
Interesting.
God.
But yeah, that's where I think that's where we
Intriguing.
left off.
Do you guys want a little tease? A little teasy tease.
I don't think
Okay, so like
I don't know.
my theory is
Okay, go for it.
that Tadpole Daddy was the original threat to the city when it was founded.
Okay.
And he somehow convinced the 4 founders, because they were too weak and wimpy, that they had defeated him, and they could go ahead and just found the country.
Okay. So wait.
But then he
wait,
wasn't actually defeated.
I have
So they tried to defeat him, and you're just saying they just
And then
couldn't.
he used his mind control to convince him,
Oh.
because they don't remember anything. I
But
don't
why
know
would
if
he? But why for like 100 years would he just? Convince
Maybe he
them
was
of
just
that?
building up power.
I think that the threat that the council members the 4 heroes faced was Tadpole Daddy's brother. And they defeated him, but somehow something with that wiped their memory. And Tadpole Daddy is now back for revenge. And we'll also to try and find his brother because he doesn't know that he's defeated. But for revenge once he finds out that he's defeated. Completely.
Okay.
It's possible.
Do you have any thoughts on the subject, Lavinia? She just picked up the mic, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
too lazy.
so she could drop it.
I'm too lazy to lean forward. I want to stay in my relaxed position.
entire mic and bring it to you.
No, I don't really have any theories. I'm sorry.
You picked up the mic to say you don't have any theories.
All that build up.
Yes.
Because I was trying to.
no theories.
I was trying to. I know, and this is like. No, I don't. I don't really know what's going on.
Deep
I mean,
stuff.
okay.
You
I mean,
don't have any theories at all. You don't have any theories beyond what we have already said.
I mean, I could go with what you guys have said.
Which one do you think is right? Though?
Yeah, which one is better?
We need to know.
Cast your vote. Oh goodness.
I disagree with Caleb's theory.
Obviously.
Like a true half orc, he slammed the table.
I mean, just by default, I have to disagree with Caleb
Well, yes.
on most things. No, I think that. I mean, we don't really know anything about the brother, so it's hard to have theories about that.
The brother that he's looking for?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
We just figured
we
out
just
that
know
out.
that Tadpole Daddy's looking for his brother.
Yeah.
We also know that whatever threat the original founders of Dawnbreak fought, they don't remember defeating.
They don't remember how they defeated it. I almost said
Well,
like
they don't remember
defaught.
defeating at all. They remember they fought,
Past tense of defeat.
and they remember that the city was founded. Between that,
right.
they got nothing.
They basically woke up and were like, well, I guess we won.
You know what I'm curious about too, though? Where does the advisor fit into this? Like, does he know who Tadpole Daddy
That's
is?
true, yeah.
Is he part of
Is
that?
he-
or
Is
is
the
there...
king
Is he being controlled?
I
a tadpole?
I don't think that.
Is the king even alive at this point?
I don't think the
We
king
don't know.
is. I think he is being sequestered. He's probably ill or something like that. If he is alive,
I picture that
Define
spokesperson guy. What was his name? for the king?
Not feeling well.
The advisor's name is Selwyn.
Selwyn, I picture him like a Grima worm tongue type. Just like slimy and conniving and...
I wonder if like he is like a puppet of the Tadpole Daddy, or if he's just there's something completely different going on with the city as far as that goes. He is taking advantage of the situation. Like we're going to defeat Tadpole Daddy or figure that situation out.
Now I'm just holding my microphone.
but yeah, no, I'm curious to know if like maybe we'll defeat Tadpole Daddy and it'll and the next thing you know we have to deal with this lord or the advisor guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Selwyn.
Because of something else going on, who knows? Or maybe he's part of Tadpole Daddy's plan.
We'll probably have to kill Selwyn at some point.
I mean, we're going to either way.
Well, yeah.
Whether we have
Even
to
if he runs away, that'll be the next quest. Find him and kill him.
But we will do a whole other campaign just to kill him.
Do you guys have any other either theories or just things you're interested to learn, like characters or things you're interested to learn more about, understand better?
I'm interested to learn about all of it. I'm still super curious about what's exactly, because we're still kind of in the dark about a lot of things. We know Lord Zelix is a thing now, and he's doing experiments turning people into mind flayers. I think to regrow his race or repopulate his race. I think you said something about them being wiped out. I think we would read that in the journal or something like that.
Yeah, there was. I did say something about that. I don't remember where it was, but
so I think that's part of it. As far as where his brother and all that
the
comes
medical
into.
records or whatever thing.
Lavinia, you had your hand up.
I didn't.
Which is perfect for a podcast.
Two things. I hope that Captain's still alive. I hope that we see him again, or at least we find out what happened to him. I just want to know. The not knowing is the hardest part. And then also the prince. I hope that he's okay too, like not turned fully.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how we're
yeah, Zaldan definitely doesn't seem to trust him at all.
He has started to find some of his mental powers.
Yeah.
And he was able to resist the
didn't he do that to didn't he
did to the villagers?
Yeah, he did that.
And he could be really helpful with the
the advisor?
Yes, the advisor.
Yeah.
Getting him to tell us more, or knowing where the king is, because maybe the prince... Does the prince know where the king is? Or no?
I don't think
he doesn't remember.
He's been missing for a couple weeks now.
The prince has been missing for a while.
Like since before we got there.
I couldn't remember.
I wonder if it'd be kind of fun if we can turn, like, if the prince stays a mind flayer, but we can turn him into like a good mind flayer that like is powerful by himself.
It would be helpful.
That would be really cool.
So not all mind flayer are evil.
I mean, maybe not.
There's
depends on what you.
I will give you a little. I'll give you a little thought, a little thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, within mind flayers fear a mind flayer that becomes a mind flayer that retains their personality. Normally, what happens when you become a mind flayer is you become kind of linked. Your minds become linked to this giant brain thing that's controlling all the mind flayers, called an elder brain.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them is like keeping its personality and like memories and stuff, not memories, but like its personality, and it's still basically like it's the same person, only it has mind flayer abilities, then they'll kill it immediately. Because they're afraid that a mind flayer will rise up that is not does not align with their society and bring them down.
So it's definitely possible to have a mind flayer that retains its personality.
It is possible. And mind flayers that retain, like, sometimes a mind flayer will retain, like, a personality trait. Mm-hmm. And if mind flayers notice that they're retaining that, they'll have them killed.
So we have hope for the prince.
There is hope.
The other tease is that this is a bigger tease, more direct. You guys are not in a tower.
What?
You guys are in
the underground
alternate reality.
You guys are in a space. You guys are in a spaceship.
Huh?
No, we're not.
Yeah.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not.
I mean, it is made up, but
no. Yeah, it's made up. It's all made up.
Oh,
spoiler alert.
Up. No, it is not.
I'm making it all up.
Surprise! This apartment is actually a spaceship.
Spoiler alert.
How'd you know
this
that?
apartment is not a tower. Yeah. So there. I will just say that mind flayers can travel. They have things, ships called spelljammers, and one may have crashed a long time ago in this forest, and it crashed in such a way that it looks like a tower, and you guys are inside of it.
And that would be why you couldn't cast light magic inside.
And that would be why when Steven like put his hand on like a thing and it like opened a door.
Screw it, let's play now. Now that I know this information. What? That's crazy. Huh.
Sacrifice Thrain to the mind flayers.
For a second, when you said it's a spaceship, I thought you meant that somehow we were in space.
Like right now?
Yeah, like we got into
so
space.
It's not a throne room.
This apartment is in space.
No, you're not in space. That'd be crazy. We should definitely do that. But no.
Sci-fi episode.
But no, it's a spaceship that's crashed.
That's wild.
Ooh.
Huh.
Any highlights you guys have from the campaign? Any highlights so far?
I like the chase scene, getting out of the city. That was just a fun little mechanic. Also, learning about learning that mind flayers were behind this was just super fun. Being someone who knows a decent bit about D&D, I'm a big fan of mind flayers, and so knowing that they're part of the campaign and a big part of it was just a highlight for me for sure. I'm excited to see where everything goes. I'm also just Tadpole Daddy. Just Tadpole Daddy.
Well, you're the one that named him Tadpole Daddy, so well done. Caleb, any highlights for you?
Honestly, mostly just like sticking to my character when we were originally in the town and not giving up my weapons.
Yeah. That was definitely made things interesting.
And then like being able to shift more into who Urbos is and just like bullhead into things later on.
Stephanie, highlights for you?
I really enjoy the combat. For me, I feel like before when I played a character with like so many spells and too much magic, I get overwhelmed and I don't know what to do, but being a little rogue, I just kind of hide and shoot arrows at people, which is nice. And also the world building. You're a really talented writer, and the world building has been really nice.
I also really enjoy the world building that's happening, just the world that you've kind of put us into.
It's very just like multi-dimensional. There's not like one path. Like, I'm sure if we did not enter the tower, we still would be on some kind of really cool quest, just because like the way everything is written is cool. Like all the different characters, the different creatures and races, like it's going somewhere I did not really expect it to go, which is every session is really interesting.
With that, I hope everybody enjoyed this different episode. Definitely different episode. Not our main, Josh and I's main feed, but
normal.
We give you guys we wanted to give you guys a little something extra, you know.
It's definitely extra.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, feel free to let us know, I guess.
If you got this far and didn't enjoy it, then that's on you.
Yeah, why you still? If you didn't enjoy it, why are you still listening at this point? I hope you did enjoy it. Let us know if you would want to hear more of it.
This is a format you approve of.
We had a good time. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I hope everybody else did.
It was a great time.
Lots of good times were had.
Anyway, this has been for once a bridge of four
people.
A far, far away bridge.
Am I trying this
just drink it
on the podcast, or am I just like vibing?
You're just vibing.
It's up to you.
Steph is trying a vanilla Coke with coffee.
If we three be quiet, we can just take your reaction and cut it and put it wherever he wants.
3v1. Kenobi. Don't spill that.
We need to stop.
Just leave that in.
No, leave that in, but put it in a really random place.
Because I thought you were going like the 3PO route.
That would have made way more sense. That would have made sense.
That would have made way too much sense, honey.
3v1 Kenobi.
Anyway, don't worry, guys. I'll release the Snyder cut.
Hashtag release the carrot cut.
Hashtag release the carrot cut. That's gonna get posted on Instagram with no one's gonna understand why. I'm not gonna give any reference or anything.